Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. One of the things that we often associate with Easter, well, it's Easter eggs. Now, nowadays, they tend to be chocolate or maybe some plastic containing treats. But the whole idea of the Easter egg is actually been around for a really long time. Decorating eggs is ancient. There's evidence being found in Africa that people were decorating ostrich eggs about 60,000 years ago. That's a long time, isn't it? In pre-dynastic Egypt, and also in ancient Mesopotamia and Crete, eggs they were often associated with birth, death and kingship. About 6,000 years ago, it was common to place decorated ostrich eggs, or representations of an ostrich egg made with gold or silver, into a person's grave. The Christian custom of eggs, well, it's thought to come around from the Persian Nowruz tradition. I hope I didn't pronounce that too badly. And it's thought that this tradition, it was adopted by the early Mesopotamian Christians. From there, it spread into Eastern Europe and Siberian via the Orthodox churches. The Catholic and Protestant churches, they later brought this tradition through to the rest of Europe. The early Mesopotamian Christians, they used to stain their eggs red, and that was to symbolise the blood of Christ at his crucifixion. The Christian Church, it officially adopted the use of eggs to represent the resurrection of Jesus in 1610, when it was included in the Roman ritual. But there are older texts that contain Easter blessings of eggs, along with things like bread, lamb and other foodstuffs. During the Middle Ages, the association of eggs and Easter, well, it grew. In the period before Easter, known as Lent, eggs, they're a prohibited food, so that means they can't be eaten. But people, they were allowed to eat them again at Easter. And related to this, the need to use up eggs before the start of Lent on Ash Wednesday, it then led to that popular tradition of eating pancakes on Shrove Tuesday because it used up the eggs. As a way to celebrate the end of Lent, it became popular to dye and to decorate eggs. This was often done with natural materials, but nowadays it tends to be done with artificial colours. Some of the natural dyes used, they include onion peel, which can give a brown stain, oak or alder bark, or maybe walnut shells, they give you a black dye, and beet juice, if you boil that up, you get a really bright pink dye. As part of this dyeing process, some areas of the egg, they may be drawn or written on with a wax candle. This means when you dye the egg, there's some protection for that area so it doesn't get dyed as much. Chocolate eggs. Now my wife, she loves her chocolate Easter eggs and she always tells me to make sure I get the biggest I can. Well, chocolate eggs, they're first recorded in the court of Louis XIV in Versailles. In 1725, Cadbury's, they started making Easter eggs. It became possible because they developed a cocoa butter that could be moulded into smooth shapes. Currently, about 90 million chocolate Easter eggs are sold in the UK each year. That's one country, 90 million eggs per year. In Bulgaria, Poland, Romania, the Ukraine, and some other Central European countries, there's a tradition to carve eggs out of wood and then hand decorate them, and this, it's still practiced today. Along with eggs, several traditions have also come along. As we've already discussed, there's the Christian tradition of associating the eggs with the crucifixion and the resurrection of Christ. But some other non-Christian traditions have developed. They include things like the egg hunt. This is where eggs are hidden around an area and then children, sometimes get an adult doing it as well, they hunt and they collect them. Egg rolls. Here, the eggs, they're rolled down a hill. Nowadays, that may be done on a lawn. Egg tapping. Now this, it's an interesting one. In this, the eggs, they're hard boiled and then they're attached to a piece of string. Players, they then take turns hitting their opponent's egg with the aim to damage the opponent's egg. The winner, it's the person with the last intact egg. The egg dance. This is another interesting one. Here, eggs, they're placed around on the ground and the participants, they dance around them. The aim? Dance without breaking the eggs. It's been really interesting to look into this one. I was quite surprised about the ostrich eggs from about 60,000 years ago, which seems an awful long time to me. And I can remember decorating boiled eggs when I was a child and local competitions for the best decorated egg. I can also remember the fun of receiving chocolate eggs at Easter. So it was an interesting research topic, as well as being a little bit of a trip down memory lane. Do you have an Easter egg tradition? Is there something you do? Do you do the egg hunt? Do you do something different? Why not drop a comment down below? Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.